Okay, today we are going to be doing whole number operations. Whole numbers, meaning numbers that aren't fractions or decimals, and operations, so add, subtract, multiply, or divide. So, the process we're going to be going through today is working with word problems, and so we're going to be looking for keywords to choose our operations, estimate our answers, and then check our answer using our estimate. So let's go ahead and do problem number 1. Okay, so this problem says that we're going to an art festival, and there are a number of people that attend every day. So it looks like day 1 we have 2,570 people going. Day 2, 3,145, and day 3 we have 3,876. Our question says, what is the total attendance for the art festival? So again, like I said, we're going to pick out a keyword. So I see a keyword that says, what is the total? That is not what I wanted. Let's back that up and use the total attendance for the art festival. So if we look at our notes, we will know that total means to add. So we're going to add up all of these days. So I'm going to make a quick estimate first. I'm going to round this to the nearest 1,000 and say that this is about 3,000. This is about 3,000, so that makes 6,000. And this is about 4,000. So my 6,000 and my 4,000 makes about 10,000. So I'm going to write down that that is my estimate, 10,000 people. And now I'm actually going to add them. So when we add, we're going to add vertically, and we're going to make sure and line up all of our place values. Okay, so for you to write this down, you're going to open your flap on page 2 of your notes on the addition, since we're adding, and we can write this down in that box. So we're going to add 0, 5, and 6. So the ones column first, and that's going to make 11. So I'm going to put my 1 down there and carry my 1. Now I'm going to add the tens column. I've got 2 7s, so that's going to make 14, and 4. So that would make 18, and then 1 is going to make 19. Put my 9 down here and carry my 1. And then I'm going to add my hundreds column. So I'm going to add my 8 and my 5 to make 12, and another one is 13, and then 14. So I'm going to put my 4 here, carry my 1. Now, last, I'm going to do my thousands column. I have 1 and 2 to make 3, and then another 3 and another 3, and 3 threes make 9. So I found that the total attendance for the art festival is 9,491. I want to check that with my estimate, and those two are pretty close, so I believe that I am right, so I'm going to label 9,491 people. Okay, so make sure you have that example recorded in the addition flap of your notes. And we're going to move on to the next example. The next example says, what is the increase in attendance from day 1 to day 2? If we're looking for an increase, we're kind of wanting to know the difference. So this, what is the increase? I did it again. What is the increase tells us we're looking for a difference. And if we looked at our keywords, we know that difference means to subtract. So I am looking to subtract day 1 from day 2. So I'm going to do my estimate. Day 2 is, if I rounded that, about 3,000. Day 1, I'm just going to round that to the nearest 100, is 2,500. So those look to be a difference of about 500. So my estimate is around 500. So I'm going to check my answer with that. So since we're subtracting, we're going to open the flap in your notes to your subtraction box. And we're going to subtract day 2. So 3,145 minus 2,570. So I'm going to subtract my ones column. 5 minus 0 is 1. I cannot do 4 minus 7, so I'm going to have to borrow from my 1. So I'm going to make it a 0 and add the 1 to my 4, so I have 14. And 14 minus 7 is 7. I cannot do 0 minus 5 in my hundreds column, so I'm again going to have to borrow from the thousand. So make that a 2 and add my 1. And now I have 10 minus 5 is 5. So my answer, over here I have 2 minus 2 is 0, so I'm not going to write that one down. My answer is 5,071, which is close to my estimate. So I believe that I am correct, and I'm going to write 5,071 people. Now I'm going to go on to my next problem. Day 4 of the art festival is projected to be double the first day. What is the projected attendance for day 4? So I found that my keyword there is double. And double means for me to do something twice. And if it's something that's done twice, we can multiply it by 2. So I'm going to find the first day. And the first day has 2,570. And so I'm going to take 2,570 and multiply it by 2 so that I can double the attendance. So if I estimated, I know that just 2,500 times 2 would be 5,000. So I think my answer is going to be a little bit bigger than 5,000. Okay, so because we're going to be multiplying, you can record this problem in the multiplication flap of your notes. So when multiplying, we start by multiplying our number in the ones column. So 2 times 0 is 0. Then we multiply 2 times 7 and we get 14. So I'm going to write my 4 down here and carry my 1. 2 times 5 is 10. And I add my 1 and get 11. And 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So my answer is 5,140 people. And that is close to the estimate, and I said that I thought it might be a little bit bigger than 5,000, and that's what I've got. Okay, so today we have filled in our boxes in our notes with an addition problem, a subtraction problem, and a multiplication problem, and later we're going to fill in the division, but that's all we have for today.